everyone, myself Maruti welcoming you all to this math video session. Right, in this video I have taken a topic from linear pair of equations under two variables, right? And I have chosen a real life application for this chapter, that is linear pair of equations, pair of linear equations under two variables. I have chosen a real life application. So the real life application means here we are talking about a geometrical shape. It is nothing but a rectangle. So how we are converting the measurements of a rectangle into equations, let's see in this problem now. Let's go for the question here. Right, the area of a rectangle is, here we are talking about a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is reduced to 80 units. The area of a rectangle is reduced to 80 units if the length is reduced by 5 units and the breadth is increased by 2 units. Hope you are able to understand the question, right? He has taken a rectangle and we are talking about the area of the rectangle. So, right, so the area of the rectangle is reduced. We know reduced is nothing but decrease, take away, right? Reduced how many units? It is decreased by, right, 80 square units. 80 square units. When if the length is reduced by 5 units and the breadth is increased means more, by how many units? 2 units. That is the first change what he brought. So earlier he took a rectangle, right? He is talking about some area it has. Right, when the measurements, if the dimensions, length and breadth are changed, the area, whatever it is earlier, it is reduced by that. How much it is reduced? It is nothing but 80 square units it has reduced. Now let's come to the second change what has happened in the question. Right, if we increase the length by 10 units and breadth by 5 units, right, the area is increased. Whatever earlier we have, first level, right, now by the second changes of the measurements, length and breadth, the area has increased. So the area is increased by 5 square units. Now the question is, what are the earlier measurement? What are the earlier length and the breadth? So to make you better understand, first let us go to the initial measurements, general measurements or the initial measurement. Generally, what do you call? Length as L and breadth as B. Right, now let's take it as X units and Y units. So length, let us take the length as, right, let us take the length as L equals X units we will be taking. What is the length of the geometric shape what we are assuming? Let the length be X. Now let's go to the breadth. Right, generally we call it as B. Now you take it as Y units. Let the length be X units and the breadth be Y units. This is the general measurement what we have. Now, if you draw the geometrical shape, yes. So this is the geometrical shape we are assuming, right? So what we have taken? Length we have taken, the longer measurement we have taken as X unit and the breadth we have taken it as Y units. That's the geometric shape. Right. Now, what is the concept he is talking about? He is talking about the concept of area. Generally, a rectangle has both the area and the perimeter, but in this question, he is talking about the area. So, now, just let us go for the area. Right? You know what is the meaning of area? The inner space. The inner space is nothing but the area here. Right, so area we know, area A is equal to length into breadth. That's the formula we have. Area of a rectangle is length into breadth. Okay, now the area what we are talking here, the length is X and the breadth is Y. Therefore, we are taking it as X into Y. So, right, this is the initial area. This is the initial area what we know according to the question. I repeat, length X, breadth Y. This is the space. Area means inside space. Now the area is X into Y. Keep it is initial. Yes. Now let's go for the changes what we made in the question. Right. What he says, right. The first thing, length is reduced by 5 units. You have to remember the word reduced means take away. Length is reduced by 5 units. Here the length is L and the breadth is B. Now we are making the first changes. First changed measurements. Let's take length is reduced. Length reduced by how many units? Length is reduced by 5 units. This is the given thing. Okay. Now, what is the earlier measurements? What is it? Now, let's take these measurements as L2. L1 we will take. That is L, and we are talking about the first length, that is L1. So, earlier whatever it is there, it is reduced by 5 units. Earlier, what is the measurement we have? L. So, L minus how much? Reduced by 5. So, it is nothing but L minus 5. Okay, earlier it was L, now it is reduced by 5. But we are not talking about L, we took L as X here. Now L1 we are getting it as X minus 5. So we have to remember, now what is L1 now? The newly changed measurement of newly changed length is nothing but X minus 5. Keep it aside now. Keep it aside. Now, what we are talking about the next one, breadth is increased by 5 units. How much the breadth has increased? Breadth is increased by 5 units. So, let's take that one. Breadth, right? Breadth increased by how much? It is nothing but 2 units. Breadth is increased by 2 units. Earlier the breadth, whatever it is there, above that it has increased more. Increased means plus. So let us take the new breadth as B1. What is the earlier one? B. Increased means plus 2. Right, it is increased by 2. Okay, no. So now, right, now let us go in terms of the B. Now here the B1 is becoming Y plus 2. This is the new measurement what we have to take. Length is X plus 2. This is L1 is equal to X minus 1 and B1 is equal to Y plus 2. That is what he says. Length is reduced by 5 units. Length, whatever is earlier is X. It is reduced means minus. How much it reduced? 5. Now, breadth is increased. Breadth, earlier it is Y. Increased means plus. How much it has increased to? 5. Now let's go for the geometric shape. This is the earlier shape. Yes, this is the earlier shape. Now, this is the earlier shape. Yes, we know this is the earlier shape. And we took this as A. Now we took area as we are talking about X into Y. Area earlier, this is the earlier, I didn't take any change. Now what is saying, if with the changed thing, what is says, area of the rectangle is reduced by 80 square units. Area is reduced by how much it says? 80 square units. Okay, so here now the fresh area, I am talking about the new area. How much is that? It has reduced. Reduced by how much? 50. Now 80. Reduced means you have to remember it is nothing but take away. Okay, right. Area is reduced by 80. Earlier, whatever the area we have, that is reduced by 80. Earlier, what is the area we are having? A. Now, you take this in the reverse direction. 80 reduced from the earlier. Right. The new measurement, whatever we have, that has decreased. Right. Now, let me draw the shape for you. Suppose assume that this total is nothing but the earlier area. If this total is nothing but the earlier area, if I take this one outside, if this total is nothing but the total area, right? Yes, I am taking the new figure. So, if this is nothing but this, right? That is A is equal to XY. The new one is inside. It is reduced. The new one is inside now. The new one is inside. Yes, this is A2. Okay, this much part, that it has reduced. So what is that measurement? This is somewhat 80. Are you able to understand? This is somewhat 80, right? The A, right? So from the total A, we are reducing. This part is reduced. This part is reduced. That is A minus 80. Earlier, the total figure. This total figure is this. Okay, this total figure, the blue one, right? This is the total figure. Okay, from that one, the total A, right? This part is removed, right? How much part is that? 80. 80 is removed from what? The earlier A. Okay, now let us convert. So A1 is equal to, right, A minus, right, A minus 80. Okay, as you all know. Right, but what is A1? But A1 is equal to, we know what is A1? Length of the first into breadth of the first change. Okay, yeah, right, A1, here A is nothing but X into Y. But what is L1 here? L1 is nothing but how much? X minus Y. What is B1 here? Y plus 2. Now let's go for the changes. Is equal to bracket into bracket. Here it is nothing but L1 is nothing but X minus 5 and B1 is nothing but Y plus 2. Okay, let's simplify that. Okay, A1. Now let us keep it here. Now, right, what is this one? This is A1 here. Okay, and what is A? This is A1. Okay, this is A1. And what is A? A is nothing but X into Y. Right, let us call this as equation 1 and then let us call this as equation 2. Right, we got A1. A1 is this thing but this much. What is A? A is nothing but X into Y. Now take the values, right? Convert in terms of an equation now. Bring everything in terms of X and Y. Now let us go. Right, we know that. Right, what we are having? A1. A1 is nothing but how much? X minus 5 into Y plus 2 equals, what is A? A is nothing but XY minus, how much is that? It's nothing but 80. Okay guys, it's cool concept you have to understand. I think you are good at this. Okay, now, so what is the new measurement? X minus Y. What is the new breadth? Y plus 2. What is the area formed with the new measurement? This is the area of the, this you take it, area of first changed measurement. Right, this is the first changed measurement. So A1 is equal to L1 into B1. L1 is nothing but this, B1 is nothing but this is the area of the change. But what he says, what is the relation he has given? So area is reduced by 80 square unit. The new area, first right, the area of the second shape is reduced by 80. Whatever we have earlier, that is reduced by 80. What we are having earlier, so we are converting all this equation 1 and equation 2, we are substituting in this one. Right, A1 we are having like this, A we are having XY. Now let's simplify. X into Y, XY, X into 2 plus 2X minus 5Y minus 10 equals XY minus 80. Hope you are able to understand. I have applied distributive property. Now if you check it out, plus XY and minus XY, I can straight away cancel there. Alright, now here what is there? 2x minus 5y minus 10. I'm bringing this one there. It's nothing but plus 80 equals 0. Okay, now if you simplify that, it's nothing but 2x minus 5y minus 70 is equal to 0. I like to call it as equation A. Okay, so you got equation A now. Hope you are able to understand. So the new change is X minus 1. First changes. First changes of breadth is Y plus 2. Area of the second changed one, that is L1 into B1. So this is the right. But according to the relation, what he said, right? Area is reduced. The new area, These two are same. Please focus here. These two are same. Right. This is with the measurement. This is according to the relation he has given. Okay. Now I have substituted A1 value there and A value in this one, and I got this one. Hope you are able to understand. Now let's get back to the second changes what we made. Right, let's get back to the change. If the increase of length by 10 units means length is increased by 10 units, length increased by 10 units. Okay, now these are the first changes. Now I am going to the second changes. L2, right? If increase means plus. How much it has increased? 10. With what? Whatever we have earlier, it has increased. That is L plus 10. That is what? Increased means plus. How much it increased? 10. By from where? To the earlier measurement. For first general measurement, it has increased. But if you convert in terms of relations, x2, L2 is nothing but x plus 10. Why? Because L is nothing but x here. L is nothing but x here. So now the new measurement what we got, L2 is nothing but x plus 10. Right. Now see here, the decrease the breadth by 5 units. Right. Breadth is decreased as the earlier measurement. This as the earlier measurement. Yes. Right, this as the earlier measurement. Earlier measurement, if I take right as A is equal to xy, if this is the earlier measurement, what he says, right. Area is increased by 50 units. Area is increased. Now I am adding some stuff. This is 50. The box, the rectangle has increased its size. Okay, now out of the total is nothing but A2, area. It is increased. We have to remember that one. So, how much it has increased? It is increased by 50. That is, whatever we have earlier, that is A. Increased means plus. And how much it has increased? 50. That is what we have to remember. Alright, area, earlier area is this, xy, that is A. Now the area has increased, that's what we will be writing that one. So, area is increased by 50 square units. This is the measurement, that's what he said. Area, the second area formed with the second measurement. So whatever we have earlier, and it is increased by 50. That's the rule here. Area is increased by 50. Now keep it aside. But what is A2? But A2 we know it as L2 into B2. Okay, now let's take the measurements. A2 is nothing but x2 into B2. Okay, what is L2? It is nothing but x plus 10. What is B2? It is nothing but y minus 5. Okay, so we got what is A2. We already know what is A. Let's substitute all these things in the equation. Right now, so what is A2? A2 is equal to A plus 50. You got it? Now what is A2? This is A2. That is x plus 10 into y minus 5 is equal to what is A? A is nothing but xy. So xy plus 50. This is what we are having now. So now let's simplify. And get the value of second equation now. So if you multiply x into y, let me do it here. X into y, it's xy. Now x into minus 5, minus 5x. Now 10 into y, it's plus 10y. And if we multiply minus 50 equals xy plus 50. Now if you check it out, I can cancel these two. Okay, what is left over? Minus 5x plus 10y minus 50, and if it is transformed to the other side, it becomes minus 50 equals 0. So minus 5x plus 10y minus 100 equals 0. Now I can take minus as common. 5x plus minus, it's nothing but minus 10y plus 100 equals 0. What did I do? I took minus as common. I changed all the signs here, and I think I can take 5 as also common. If I take 5 as common, x minus 2y plus 20 equals 0. Now if I send 5 to the other side, it divides. X minus 2y plus 20 is equal to 0. I like to call this as equation B. Now I have equation 1 and I have equation 2. My concept is to solve the two equations. I like to repeat the concept. Length is increased by 10. These are the second changes. L2, whatever we have earlier, than that. So earlier we have L increased by 10. Now x is nothing, length is nothing but x. So L2 is equal to x plus 10. In the same way, breadth is decreased by 5. B minus 5, that is y minus 5. This is L2 and this is B2. Now area formed by this total is nothing but A2 is equal to multiplication of these two. So which is nothing but x plus 10, y minus 5. If you simplify, you get this one. But please, this is what we are having. But what he says, area is increased by 50. The newly formed A2 is 50 more than the earlier. Earlier is nothing but this shape, and this piece is added to that one. Means xy plus 50. What is A? A is nothing but xy. So here in the place of A, we are substituting xy here. Now if you simplify, you will be getting the second equation. Now we are supposed to solve. Let's solve the equation 1 and 2 to find the length and breadth of the rectangular field now. So what is the equation 1 what we got earlier? So 2x minus 5y plus 70 equals 0. That is the first equation. And the second equation is x minus 2y plus 20 equals 0. These are the two equations what we got. So earlier instead of I think plus, I have written minus. You please ignore that. Now I like to solve the equations 1 and 2 by elimination method. As you all know, elimination method, substitution method, graphical method, cross-section method we are having, or reciprocal method. We are having many methods. In this video, I am going to teach you regarding the elimination method, which makes matter. Right. Now what I have taken the first equation as it is. So in the elimination method, as you all know, we have to make the quotients equal. What is the quotient of x here? 2. Okay, now what is the quotient of x here? 1. I like to make the quotient of x of the second equation as 2. Therefore, I am planning to multiply the entire second equation with the 2 so that both the equation quotients of x become equals. So 2 ones, it is nothing but 2x. Now minus 2 2's, it's nothing but 4y, and plus 2 20's, it's nothing but 40. This is second equation. So what I have done, I have taken the second equation, I have multiplied by 2 so that I can equate the quotients. Now, so what I'm planning to do subtraction. So I like to subtract now. So to subtract, we need opposite signs, right? So whatever the sign we have, remove it and place the opposite sign. Whatever the signs we have, we are removing and we are placing the opposite sign. So we are doing the calculation now. So if you check it out, this is plus 2 and this is minus 2. So straight away we can cancel this. Okay, now what about the y's now? So here if you check it out, it's nothing but minus 1y plus 30 equals 0. This is the value what we got. But what we are planning to do, we are planning to find the value of y. So minus y equals minus 30. So I am multiplying with minus on both the sides. That is minus into minus y and minus of minus 30. Now straight away I will be getting y equals 30. So I got the value of y here. So after getting the value of y, we need to find the value of x. Let's substitute the value of y. What is the value of y we got? It's nothing but 30. So let's substitute the value of y in equation 1. What is the first equation? This is the first equation what we have. So in the place of y, I am placing 30 here. So if you simplify that, it is 2x minus 150 plus 70 equals 0, which implies 2x, I think it is minus 80 equals 0. Now 2x equals 80 and 2 ones and 2 40s. Yes, 2 ones is 2 40s. So therefore, x is equal to 40 units. This is what we got. Right, x equals and y equals we got. So here I don't think the work is done yet until and unless we verify the sum by plugging these two values in any one of the equation. Until we satisfy the equation, we can't say yes, this is the length and this is the breadth. So for that, let's substitute the value of x in for the sake of that is called verification. I have taken the equation 1, 2x minus 5y plus 70 is equal to 0. So I like to plug in the value of x as 40 here and y as 30. Right, it's nothing but 80 minus 150 plus 70 equals 0. This is nothing but minus 70 plus 70 equals 0. Now I can say 0 is equal to 0, where I can say LHS equals RHS. So, right, now I can say yes, it is verified. So after verifying, after satisfying ourselves, I can say whatever the answers what we got are at. So what is the length? What is the length? The length comma x, we are taking it as 40 units and breadth is nothing but 30 units. So these are the measurements of the rectangle for which we are having a lot of changes in the dimensions. Hope you're enjoying. In this channel, I have been placing both math and science videos.